Gentlemen, a pleasant good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Louis Sports Network. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Tuesday. Before we get started, make sure y'all smash the like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure your post notifications are turned on, make sure you share it on your social media platforms. Truly appreciate that. Definitely appreciate you guys always taking the time to watch my videos, man. I truly appreciate it. As I always say, without you guys, there is no me. Peace and blessings to everyone, man. Love and appreciate you guys. On to the video. We are comparing two of the greatest point guards of all time in Irvin Magic Johnson and Stephen Wardell Curry, or Wardell Stephen Curry, however you want to call it. I know it's Wardell Stephen Curry, but I decided to go with Stephen Wardell Curry. But anyway, it's Curry versus Magic, the battle of the point guards. Who is the greatest point guard of all time between these two? I feel that when we have this discussion, I know people have their biases and they have their preferences. It depends on, even if you grew up watching a certain player, you can try to assess in your opinion as who's to say is better. What did they do when the lights were on bright in the playoffs? How were they impactful in not only in the regular season, but in the postseason? Who is the better overall point guard and can claim the title as the best point guard in NBA history? I mean, it's like you have to break it down. When I look at the ability to score the basketball, Magic did not become the offensive player he became until later in his career when Kareem's career was winding down. Showed you he had the ability to score anywhere from 22 to 26 points a game, when he set his mind to it. And it's funny because his game elevated in the postseason, and Magic has some of the most efficient numbers in NBA history, especially in the NBA Finals. I mean, you're looking at two players, and him and Curry. Magic, 3 regular season MVPs, 3 finals MVPs. Curry has 2 regular season MVPs and 1 finals MVP. I feel like Curry can really change the discussion if he was to get another finals MVP. Maybe get another MVP, but I think that that's going to be a little bit difficult considering how his age is starting to creep up there. I'm not saying that he can't get another MVP. It's definitely possible, but that he would have to have just a crazy year to it's like you can't even ignore that he's the best player in the game, at least for that season. But I feel like he needs to get a multiple finals MVP because I just feel like that one is, it's missing something. It needs a little bit more. And to be honest with you, people are saying that, well, because Curry has faced great competition and Curry's the greatest shooter ever, and what he does on the basketball court, he draws so much attention that he deserves to be the better player over Magic Johnson. It's not that easy because, like I said before, when you look at their impact, Curry was not impactful as he was not up until his 5th season. That's when Curry really started to become a superstar because there were questions, could Curry even have an NBA career, considering the fact that he had so many injuries early on in his career. He had a lot of ankle injuries. And remember that he was given a 4-year, $44 million deal. And he had to take that deal because, trust me, he wasn't going to get a bigger deal. And he might have not even been on the Warriors had Curry not taken that contract. And then the next 5, I think it was the next couple of seasons, Curry was able to stay healthy and then explode into the scene. Like when you look at Curry, Curry's breakout year was 2013, when he had a really good season. And then 2014, he became an all-star. But 2015 is when we recognize Curry as a perennial all-star. And 2016, in my opinion, is when Curry became a superstar, And to be honest with you, it is like if you compare Curry had one of the greatest individual seasons in NBA history. In the regular season, I mean, I said it in my last video, he had the highest true shooting percentage of any player in NBA history, averaging 30 points per game. The numbers were staggering, incredible that Curry had. He had a 50-40-90 season. He's the first player to win a unanimous MVP award. I mean, it was no question he was the best player in the game that year. I mean, to average 30 on 50-40-90 splits and be that efficient with the amount of volume in the shots that he took from the three-point line. Oh, let's also just, he just happened to make an NBA record 402 threes, right? But with Magic Johnson, in terms of impact, this guy came into a time where the NBA was it was on the blink of possibly, not existing, and who knows what would have happened. And I mean, Larry Bird helped with that too, of course. Both Magic and Larry saved the game. And then Jordan obviously took it to the global heights, the phenomenon that he was. But Earvin Magic Johnson, the minute he came in, I mean, the guy had been winning since day one. Came in, made an impact the minute he stepped on that NBA court. I mean, the guy won in high school state championship. The guy won in college, defeating his rival Larry Bird at who was in Indiana State in the national title game, won a national title with Michigan State, is the number one pick in the draft. And in his very first season with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was the MVP that year and should have been the finals MVP, but Kareem decided that he didn't want the award. He injures his ankle, and Magic Johnson plays all 5 positions against the Sixers in Game 6 of the finals. 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and wins the MVP in his rookie year. The guy was not even 21 years old, and he won the Rookie of the Year in 1980. Not only winning the Rookie of the Year, but winning Finals MVP in his rookie year. That's how impactful Magic was from the get-go. And it's easy to say, Magic, he had Kareem, he had Norm Nixon, he had Jamal Wilkes, he had Michael Thompson, he had Bob freaking McAdoo, a former MVP and a scoring champion off the bench. You have Bob freaking McAdoo. James Worthy. But Magic made them better players. Magic was a tremendous leader. Magic was a vocal leader. With Steph Curry, Steph was more of he was not a really do as I say type of person. He was a guy who led by example. I've always said that Curry to me is a combination of, he has a Tim Duncan type of personality, even though he's shown to be a little charismatic. But then he has the aura of a Michael Jordan because of the impact that he's done with the younger generation of kids wanting to emulate him and be 3-point snipers. Don't you see that every time they come into the arena, the young kids come early to go see Steph practice? Just like how people would come early to go see MJ play. And when we talk about on-court impact, Stephen Curry has got it to the point in the NBA. See, because there were teams that used to play Golden State's type of style. But what Curry's done with his three-point shooting and space the floor so much, it's not just the rules, but Curry's ability to extend the defense has forced teams and individual players to play the same style that Steph does. They're still trying to catch up to him. The reason being is because, and shout out to Jay, one of my subscribers who actually made the comment in the last video with Curry, it's true. The league is still, and players are the ones that are catching up with him. See, eventually the league caught up to the style of the Warriors, but Curry is still doing things that many guys in the NBA cannot do. They just can't. And Curry is really more, like I said, he's not a traditional point guard. Magic has so many assist titles. Magic has over 10,000 career assists. Like I said, Magic loved to run the break with those outlet passes and also passes in transition. Magic could pass in the half court. You had Kareem to dump it into, but Magic Johnson had the ability to post up smaller players. If he had the mismatch, he had a hook shot. Curry's different. Magic did his game from inside out. Curry did his from outside in. So it's the opposite. Curry has the ability to drive. He has a nice floater. Curry could lay it off the glass. Like, he mostly shot threes, but he had the ability to take the ball to the basket when he had the mismatch. That's the key. Curry has great ball handling. I think Curry's ball handling is better than Magic, but that's got a lot to do with how advanced Curry's dribbling is. Like, dribbling in the 80s was not the same as dribbling today. So that's a little bit different. So eras do play a factor into that too. What else? So yeah, I feel like Magic was impactful from the first day he stepped on the court. Curry's took time. And he really blossomed and bloomed by the time that LeBron was back in Cleveland. But like I mentioned before, I mean, Curry 4 championships, Magic 5 championships. I mean, Magic's Lakers went to 9 finals in 12 of his seasons. Steph Curry did go to the NBA Finals 5 straight years from 2015 to 2019, so you got to give him a lot of respect for that. And Curry won 3 titles. You know, at one point, Curry won 3 championships in a 4-year stretch, 2 of them obviously with Kevin Durant. And, you know, when you think about it, it's like you had 2 dynasties there. It's just the difference is that Magic was able to win Finals MVP. He has 2 more Finals MVPs. That's what puts him over the edge. And Magic is a traditional point guard with size. So he's versatile in that he can play multiple positions on the floor. Both of them were not the greatest defenders, but I would give the slight edge to Stephen Curry on defense, in my opinion, because I think that Curry does a better job half-court-wise defensively, and he doesn't get enough credit more than he should. I'm not saying that Curry's some lockdown defender, but he does a better job on defense to me than Magic did. Magic had his moments, but he's a good team defender. But I think Curry's done a solid job. I mean, when you're not that great of a defense, you will get cooked on that floor as long as you're able to dribble the ball and you have a skill set that can offset, you know, some of the defenders when they're playing defense on you. But I think with Curry, like I said, impact, it took him time. Magic was impactful from the minute he stepped into the league, which is why I give Magic the edge when it comes to greatest point guard of all time. Curry's still playing, and to me, he needs to get that second Finals MVP to really start to open that conversation. I know people are saying, no, Curry surpassed him already. Look at the numbers. Curry's the better scorer, 3-point shooter. I give you scoring. Curry's ability to shoot. He's definitely the better shooter than Magic. They're both good free throw shooters. Curry is definitely better than Magic, though. A little bit better than Magic at the free throw line. Basketball IQ, I have to give it to Magic Johnson because he rarely made mistakes on the basketball court. With Curry has a tendency to lose the basketball a lot. I'm pretty sure Magic had his share of turnovers too, but I just felt Magic was a little more smarter with the ball than Curry. And I felt that when it came to being clutch, Magic always knew when to score and when to pass. Like, he really understood the situation. Obviously, great players have bad series. We know Magic with 84 against Boston. Curry's is going to be 2016. That's why I said that I feel like Curry needs to redeem himself if he can this year, because that 2016, see, he had his moment last year. You know, I remember Western Conference Finals MVPs, they didn't exist up until last year. So who knows how many more Western Conference MVPs does Magic win, which is why we have to take those into account, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, Curry's got excellent fundamentals driving to the basket. Magic can post up. It's got the baby hook that he, you know, pretty much picked up from Kareem. But overall, intangibles, I have to give it to Magic Johnson. I think with Steph Curry, he makes everyone around him better when he draws attention. So even though Curry's never led the league in assists, and I think the most Curry had in a season was 8.5, and I think the second most he had was 7.7, which was Steve Kerr's first year. And Magic has led the league in assists with 10 plus assists quite a few times. Curry gets assists through attention. What do I mean by that? The system that Curry plays in gets everybody easy baskets because of the attention he draws with his ability to extend the floor, to space the floor, with his ability to shoot beyond 25 feet. The guy threw 28 30-foot bombs like it was nothing, shooting straight up, which is amazing how strong Steph Curry also did become over time after 2016. I felt that his body definitely showed a bit of definition, like in a couple of years. Right about after 2019, 2020, like you could really see that Curry had put some time in the gym, you know, to really get stronger and not be able to be as pushed around. But ladies and gentlemen, who do I pick between the two? I just think that Magic was able to get the most out of his guys, even if he played with more talent. But that doesn't deny Curry's impact at all. Curry is definitely one of the greatest ever. I feel like, to me, though, I feel like that second finals MVP, I think, will really start to open the discussion. Until then, I still think Magic is the greatest point guard of all time. Some people will say it's not even close. Some people will say that they're neck and neck. Some people say this is not even a debate. It's Magic all day. Like I said, there's going to be a certain bias, but you let me know what you guys think of the opinions, your opinions on the matter of who's the greatest point guard of all time, Urban Magic Johnson or Stephen Wardell Curry. You guys let me know in the comment section. As I said, bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching.